Hi, I'm Chef Leo.
Hi, I'm Chef Theo, and this is The Confessions of a Private Chef. Hey, Chef, how you doing, man?
Doing great. I'm always doing great, man. And if I'm not doing great, I have to lie and say I'm doing great. That way, no one's going to give a shit if I'm doing poorly. So, but I tend to do great lately.
Nice, dude.
A little older, a little more sore, a little asleep. But at the end of the day, it's all worth it.
You're drinking a glass of red. What you got going on there?
I know. So I poured me a little bit of whatever our guest picked tonight.
Oh, awesome.
So some Ancient Peaks. I mean, I'm pretty sure the guests have gone and tried it, there. So hopefully, I tried it and it's pretty damn good. So, and Lauren normally picks it out here for the bar, and we're at 7624 where we're recording this whole entire season, which is really cool.
I know, the proof.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that we set up studio here at this. I talked a little bit about it last night when I made a little pit stop by our guest place last night and said, hey, it'd be cool to set up studio and do invite all these cool people that we've done and just do interviews, like play in musical chairs. That might be cool. So that's coming up, man, after the season. But right now it took us some time to set up here, so we're gonna knock this thing out. So at 7624 tonight again.
Dude, it's a great space. I love it here. Like I said, the last podcast, the first time that I brought my wife here, she had one thing to say specifically that I'm now connecting a dot to is it reminded her of New Orleans.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
And I think it's because like the history that's in the building, it's a very the
history, the paintings. It's
the furniture.
It's old world kind of, look classy and yet relaxing, and with the lights off. When we first opened the bar, I used to love just turning off all the lights, even the lamps on. And when it gets a little bit darker, it's going to get a little bit more sexier,
Cool. So tell me a little bit, how did you meet our guests?
God, how did I meet them? I guess it's funny you say that because I think I met you at HEB probably. You probably met them at HEB, and then, they told us what they were doing, and I fell in love with it and I stopped in, I shot a picture or something. I used some of their bottles for a picture this is funny. It was exactly the day before Valentine's because I was shooting a Valentine's image for a pasta for a TV segment I was doing for SA Live, which I recently just did again this past this Valentine's Day, and the memory came up on my Instagram and Facebook memory from a year ago, and it was a shot of their bottle that they had given me to use, and they gave me two bottles. I opened one up, we poured, and I kept the other one to shoot as a picture, which I think I still have, and it's laying sideways, and it's like I'm taking care of that. I need to open that thing. Maybe I'll open it up with But anyways, that was this Thanksgiving. That's how I met them. And then I stopped in a couple times, and it was like I had about a bottle. I've had some drinks, and really, it's funny because I still see them more at HEB than what I do anywhere else.
Yeah, saw you today.
Today, right before you're coming in. So, you want to introduce our guest, brother? First of all, dude, so you've been going a lot to College Station.
I have.
You've been staying busy as hell.
Yeah, dude, it's been pretty busy. Yeah, for sure. Especially this run that I'm making tomorrow. It's going to be kind of intense, but yeah, we're ready.
So have you seen business get better since because I know last year, come summer sucked for everyone, and it got kind of slow, and then hopefully that's okay. You can do this all you want. We don't give a shit. And so it was like it seems to be picked up, bro.
Past 2 weeks for me at least. I don't know.
No, me
it's
too.
Weird.
Yeah, it's been crazy. So we love busy.
Yeah, man.
But you're doing good.
Yeah, dude. You're doing good too. I see all you live in my stories on Instagram. I love it. Although I have to admit, I have not been going to Instagram as much lately. I need to be on there probably more for marketing.
You totally do, brother. I'm telling you. Yeah. And what's funny is that this guy didn't have a phone for a year or so.
No, I
didn't. To get a hold of this guy without a phone was a pain in the ass.
It was smoke signals.
Dude, so when people were asking me, hey, do you refer somebody else? You go, yeah, my boy Theo, but you have to send him a message. And he was getting his messages on his watch. They didn't want to replace his phone. It's finally, dude, get the fucking phone.
Yeah,
and he got it.
Yeah, so maybe that's why I've been busier.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Go figure.
People can actually get a hold of me.
Should got a fucking phone sooner, bro.
Yeah, I know, man. So cool. So we have the owners of Six Twists here with us.
Yeah, dude.
Their new champagne bar, sparkling bar.
Sparkling bar. And I had no idea why the word Six Twists, and they'll tell you here in a second. But yeah. Okay, so introduce yourself, guys. I mean, y'all are a dynamic duo.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Cool.
So I'm Bobby Humphreys and my wife Melissa here. We're two of the owners of Six Twists. We were lucky enough to partner with Andre Boada, who couldn't be here tonight because he's working.
Somebody's gonna run
Yeah,
it.
he's got to run it. And it was a very serendipitous, project that we started. When we moved out here in 2018, I still worked in oil and gas. I was still a global account manager, just traveled. I just needed to be close to an airport.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd been coming out here since our wedding in 2008, which was held at one of the wineries out on 290. And that's how we discovered this area. We just fell more and more in love with it every time we came out. And we finally had the opportunity to let's just do it. So we moved from Montgomery, Texas, built our forever home in 2014 there, and sold
awesome.
our forever home in 2018.
Not so forever.
So there's no such thing as a forever home, is the way we
or
look at
anything,
it.
right?
We had
Right.
acreage and goats and chickens and cows.
Now
and
or then?
Then.
Ah.
And he mentioned he was in oil and gas traveling. So
you did
are
all
you
of it.
seeing
yeah.
that picture?
So
Yeah.
so you had goats and chickens.
You had it.
And the simple life is not so simple.
No, it's not.
So you were the
Oh.
one that you would walk out the door and do that la 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 like snow, and then all the animals would come to you and you would.
Yeah. That's pretty much how it went.
and
That's
you're,
how it went. I was
said that,
very
yeah.
much like that.
That is funny, man.
Yeah. And so, when you live, nothing against Houston, but when you live in that area, and I grew up in that area,
Yeah.
the only thing bad about traveling was leaving her, right? So traveling was nice, but when we moved here, all of a sudden I'm missing out,
Yeah.
right? I'm having to leave the place I want to be.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't just leaving her anymore. That wasn't just the hard part. I'm like, so what are y'all doing?
The
Oh, we're
harder
going
parts
here.
is
We're going
leaving
here.
Fredericksburg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fredericksburg is an amazing community.
Dude, I
amazing
know.
place.
Tell me about it.
And so opportunity presented itself, and I took a leap and jumped into real estate out of a corporate job. And I got to tell you, it was a hard leap because I kind of had it made as far as I was concerned. I set myself up after 25 years to just kind of not coasting, but I knew what I was doing.
Yeah. Technically,
um,
you were coasting, bro.
yeah,
I mean, you don't want to say it, but
Okay, I'll say
that's
it.
what it was.
Oh, I was coasting
Yeah,
hard, big
yeah.
time. My boss, who still I consider
Yeah.
him a friend at the time, says, "I can't believe you're giving this up." I'm like,
Yeah. Hey.
Well, I keep getting on a plane and leaving, and so real estate was always kind of my fallback, and that's right about the time. That was fall of 2019. So great time to jump out, right?
Yeah.
Right when COVID
shit.
started.
Yeah. I know. What the fuck am I gonna do?
But I'd also started falling in love with the wine industry, and a lot of that was just because of the people we were around, and
The place you were around.
the place
Yeah.
we were in, the people we were around, and just found a true passion for the history, not just drinking the wine, but just the history, everything behind it, the artisanship behind making wine. And I'm a very, very scientific guy. I love art, but I want to know why things are happening. And so there was all of that. So I jumped into real estate and I wanted to have a focus on winery and vineyard properties because we had made a lot of those connections. I still do that from time to time. I still try to keep my real estate very focused on that. But then I would say, what year, 2022? No, fall of 21, we were walking and she asked me, "Do you ever want to open a winery?" And I was like, "No, I don't."
Mind you, he had
Not a
already
winery.
planted an acre of vines.
Oh my
like-
God!
Yeah.
You already did that.
So
Yeah.
this was a logical question
Yeah, I
for
know,
me
it
to
was a
ask
very
him.
logical
Where are we
question.
going with this? What do you want to do with this? So I'll support whatever your dream is,
Right.
but what are we doing? Where are we going?
And it just seemed like watching everybody work really, really hard.
yeah.
And they were so good at what they did. So, one thing I've always believed in, to be truly successful, you have to bring something different. You have to have a niche. You don't want to be another just another Me Too. And so I said, there's so many people, so much more talented that are doing this. So
Right.
why would, but she said, but nobody's doing sparkling wine.
You're right,
Nobody's
yeah.
doing champagne.
I mean, maybe a few were doing like one-offs.
One off,
But
yeah.
nothing-
That was
like nothing
Texas
like-
sparkling.
Yeah.
But
But
no
not so-
focus.
Not
But not-
great.
Yeah.
But when we traveled, and we would travel to wine destinations and go to Napa, and there was Be Bubbly, Cy, Sonoma, Fizz, and Sacramento.
Totally.
And I thought, why can't we have this? I
You
love
can't, yeah.
champagne. I've always loved champagne.
Yep.
And no one in Texas was really doing it at the time. And so we kind of started to do our due diligence and
Oh, yeah.
research a little bit, and sounded like a great idea. And
It's a hell of an idea.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny. That was in November, and we did start doing the research, and then my extent of hospitality was waiting tables in college.
Where did you do that?
This was in Southeast Texas.
No, but what restaurant? Do you know what
it was called the Pompano.
Pompano.
Yeah,
Oh,
Pompano
wow.
Club. It was a private club,
No,
so
oh shit.
You had to wear a
I-
suit and
you know,
tie,
He's very-
right?
I mean, he's a good-looking guy, so you can imagine his tips and what he was probably doing to get those tips.
I mean, I had to wear, cummerbund and bow tie, with the but it was a good place. It,
Yeah.
it taught me how to treat people. It taught me about service. It taught me about hospitality, and the people were good there. And this is again in Southeast Texas, so whatever you can envision luxury there is what it was. And so
Southeast Texas.
I was actually traveling out to Unified Symposium in January of that year, or in 2022. So 2 months later, and Andre, our partner now, had set me up with some real estate potentials, some clients that might be out in Napa and Sonoma. So I was going to go visit them. I was going to fly, but that's when all of a sudden flights were being canceled left and right. I don't mind getting on the road, so I hopped in my truck and I drove out to Sacramento.
Damn.
On the drive, I called him. I can remember right about where I was on Interstate 10, getting close to El Paso, and I called just to confirm the appointments. And he said, I've been thinking about an idea, because he knew I knew real estate and what might be available. He goes, nobody's doing sparkling wine in Fredericksburg, and I think that's a great thing to go after.
Serendipity.
Yeah, absolutely. So I
Great
said,
minds think
I
alike.
said, hey,
Right.
Andre, I have a
Yeah.
call coming in. Let me call you back.
He called, and then when you called her.
I
right?
called her and I said, hey, I just had this conversation with Andre. And, he's got 25, 30 years in wine industry. So us with exactly zero, it just made sense to
I mean, yeah,
partner
totally,
with her.
dude. With somebody smarter.
We were enthusiasts and consumers.
Hey, you know what? When you're in business, it's always to hire and be surrounded with people that are better than you are.
Absolutely.
I've learned that really quick. Really quick. That's why this guy is sitting next to me.
Oh, no.
I'm married that way.
Yeah, dude. So, but yeah, I mean, you had something going. That is super smart, and you nailed it.
Yeah.
You
So
totally
one of
nailed
the
it.
things I will say that I feel strongly about what led to a lot of the success we're seeing right now is, yes, we have that industry experience, but we were coming at it from a consumer side. When she designed the place, because all the interior, the black, the furniture,
It's sexy.
this was all in her
Yeah.
mind. She says, this is where I would want to go. And we came about it like, what would we want?
It's a place I wanted to hang out, and it didn't exist.
Yeah.
So I built it.
Place
I
away from home.
failed to think about the fact that I have no time to hang out there. I have no time.
Well, you need to make time, right? Because you need to cover people's shifts.
I know.
So-
Just go on a day off and just crash with nobody else there.
I know. Close all the windows. I mean, all the windows are closed. You have heavy curtains on everything, which is great.
That's for lighting, but on Main Street, we're at
The north
intersection.
too? Yeah, I
So
agree.
you pull up a big 18-wheeler
White.
with a white trailer.
Oh, dude! I'll tell you what.
it's
You'll hear it
sunshine
here.
in your door.
We're sitting here doing this podcast. It's a studio set up right, literally in front of these old
Right,
glass
right.
windows, so you can hear every car pass by. Hell, I mean, so yeah, I can imagine.
Especially those little boys with those loud mufflers.
Oh,
Oh,
shit!
dude.
It
And
sounds
they
like
peel out at
Dude,
that, because
this-
it's where you first leave Main Street. We're on
know.
that
I know.
top
I
end
hate
there.
it.
But
hate it. Stupid.
But it was an art
It's-
gallery before.
Yeah, I
so
know.
we already had that kind of that vibe going on where they were protecting the paintings, and so we've worked with that and tried to create where you feel like you're tucked in. You don't know where you are in the world. You
I
may be
love
in
it.
Champaign, you may be in New York City, you
don't
may be on a
know.
rooftop in Miami. Just tuck in, sit on a velvet couch, and have an experience.
Yeah, totally.
Well, y'all kind of revitalized that whole little corridor there, that whole little
It's
block.
still evolving in a major
man.
way.
Right.
Which is awesome.
That's the vision of the guy who owns the whole property, Mike Davis. He's actually kind of a visionary there. He's very passionate about it. He's just a great human being, and I mean he's done what he's needed to do to make everybody there successful.
That's awesome.
And that's having that behind you. It's kind of like a no-fail situation.
That's cool.
So it's again very serendipitous how
No,
we
sure.
met him and how we ended up there.
We actually started in the historic building in the back, if you're familiar with the property.
Yep.
The 1800s
I was there.
building.
Yep.
That's where we first met you.
Yeah.
And we had 13 wines on the wall. We
Yeah.
were open 4 days a week. And that's when we first got this. I think this is going to work.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And we
man.
had great feedback, great reviews. So to build out that bigger space right at the corner in the front was kind of a no-brainer.
For sure.
And it's totally our vision. And we're a year and a half in, and it's incredible.
That's
and
awesome.
the feedback, the love we're getting from the community, from customers has been fabulous.
Did anyone ever move into that thing?
No, it's still being imagined out for
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
I think the current plan, and it'll be the last thing done.
Yeah.
The current plan is to build it out into like a bar situation.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense as far as size and turnover
It's tiny,
and
yeah.
turns to actually make a business out of it.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be like an extension of the Harvey, which is
Yep.
Ashley Odom's event center. We could rent it out for events. A winery, or let's just throw somebody out there at Garrison wants to
Yeah.
come into town and do a pop-up for the weekend.
Yeah.
It'll be rentable by them.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
it'll have all
That's
the
cool.
health department permits. There'll be a bar you can use.
So Leo and Theo is going to go in there and
Oh, yeah,
and do
man.
a little pop-up.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And
So-
we're going to grab all your sparkling wine, take it over there, and so BYOB.
Yeah, so he's really
That's awesome.
building something cool. And we're texting with him constantly all day with all the planning, but there'll be right now it's probably monthly like courtyard parties for
I love
during
it.
the week where Ashley's cooking and we've got all the doors open and
I love
there's
that.
still wine, sparkling wine, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, the collective of synergy that
Yes,
will
I know.
be in the future,
That's
where we
like-
have live music in that beautiful courtyard, and every business being open. And I think
you have the
there's no
perfect
wood
setting,
to knock
though.
on, but
Yeah,
we're hoping by
I
April
know.
to May.
We have the piano right here. Yeah, I'll do
April
it for
to
you.
May, we should see all of the courtyard at Elk and Main come to life
love
between
it.
Six
I can't
Twist
wait.
and Ocotillo and the Harvey and the New Market.
So badass.
It's going to be, I feel like, the destination.
Oh hell yeah!
So
I mean, it's hard to find. I mean, besides the bars, besides wineries, those are
Yeah.
destinations, right? But in town, not really.
right.
Yeah, we really don't have anything like that. It's like, what do we do? I mean, there's the Pacific War Museum. You can go and hang out all day over there, but I mean, you can't get drunk and you can't have a good time. So it's like, you go somewhere else, and you have Brooks across the street, but everybody caters to certain demographics, and so so if you want to be a little classier, I mean, I love you, Brooke, but it's like this is where you go and chill and just
Escape.
dude, all the chaos.
That's a great word.
Yeah.
Escape.
Yeah.
Just escape.
Put that into your marketing plan.
I always used the word tuck in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Tuck
want
in,
people
man.
to feel like they come tuck in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to, that's why we don't do reservations in
Yeah.
the main lounge.
Yeah.
I don't want to walk over in an hour and a half and go, excuse me, it's time to leave.
Your time's up.
Yeah.
No, if you
No.
want to stay there 4 hours and drink responsibly,
Yeah. Right.
that's my
Geez, okay,
owner
girl, guys,
asked
you're
her.
doing your little
Right.
quotation. Yeah.
But I want you to be there making beautiful memories and having a great time.
Totally.
That's what life
Yeah.
is.
Fall
For
asleep,
sure.
wake up, and keep going. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I have velvet couches. So you can.
Yeah.
We'll call a cab.
I have blankets now. So
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I remember when we talked to Ashley, she was super stoked about that project.
Yeah, hell yeah. Ashley's a
Yeah.
badass. Yeah.
Yeah.
About the
she
Harvey
is.
house.
Yeah.
yes. April.
Yeah. Oh wow, man! It's right around the corner.
Yeah, cross your fingers and do whatever kind of dance
Yeah.
is
I
involved
know.
with that. but-
Before we started the podcast, we were talking about timing. You know, like when y'all were going to open it, and I remember that, moving the piano in, doing the painting, doing your
Right.
boxes, everything. I was watching the process, and you were like, you couldn't go fast enough, but for some reason you had to slow down, and
Yeah.
it was like you were glad that you had to slow down because.
Yeah.
Once you open, you have to hit the ground running, and it's like you can't slow down then.
Right. And I know you can totally relate to this,
Totally.
but we learned how to take our show on the road before we had the permanent show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were going in-home. We were doing corporate events.
Dude, I
we
know.
were doing
Bobby came
charitable.
along with me one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
and
great
so
night.
Yeah.
we learned how to make that a standard offering for us
Yeah.
and our guests. So it's been great.
Well, that's cool because it makes you more versatile. You're not just
absolutely.
planted in one spot.
Sure.
You can move around and just kind of fit into any room
Yeah.
that will have you.
And we do
which is cool.
1, 2, 3 pop-ups every week.
That's
still.
awesome.
Man, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Especially in this town.
And
for
you never
sure.
get bored.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good
And I got to
Lord.
tell you, you put our partner in front of a group of people. And
No,
yeah,
he's an entertainer, man.
That's
He's
that's
great.
where his real strength is.
Yeah,
is
totally.
talking about wine and entertaining and building people's passion for the
Yeah.
wine. And so usually on offsites, it's usually him. He
Yeah.
did one yesterday in New
He's the go-to.
Braunfels. He's usually the go-to.
Yeah.
And I'm the chief experience officer.
Of course. You're the second
still
person I've
CEO.
heard saying
Are
that.
the lights right?
Oh my
Is the sound
God.
right?
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
funny that you say that.
She's got everybody up there trained pretty much.
If someone
But-
tags us on social media and I'm not present,
Yeah.
I will immediately text my chef and say, please dim those lights. It's
as-
not my vibe.
Not totally.
Well, you mentioned it here.
Yeah, here.
You like to turn
Yeah, I
the
turn
lights
them
out
down.
as the sun goes down. So do our lights.
Yeah, I know. Totally. I
And,
agree. I gotta turn. You're tall, man. You can reach that light in a minute, man. You can grab that. That one's been bugging me ever since. Like we sat down and it's like I didn't even turn it on. Come on, you reach it. Oh, dude. There you go. 1, 2. Oh, you got. Dude.
There we go.
You
There
see,
you
all of a
go.
sudden we went from 50% sexy to 90%.
Yeah.
It's only 90% because we have that monitor light coming off from the side here, so it would have been 100%.
Going back to the comment about no reservations, it's very, very common because one thing we do is we do very involved flights. We don't just come and pour you 4 wines and leave. Don't even give you paper. We come and bring maps and we talk about, hey, this is what
crazy.
this wine is and this is how it's made and this is who made it. And if we know the story behind the
Why?
producer,
Yeah.
a lot of these producers from Champagne we know personally.
That's
Like
awesome.
we usually go in April. I'm getting emails and texts from them saying, when are you coming to see us in April?
Yeah.
Just want to make sure we get you in on the schedule. Unfortunately, this April, we're going to have to push it out for a couple of months to
Yeah.
some of the other projects.
But we're going to take people with us in
Oh,
June.
we're
that's
going to start
awesome.
taking people with
So you want to
us.
go to Champagne,
Yeah.
spend a week
Yeah.
with us? That's what we're going to do.
That is awesome.
But very small groups.
I mean, I
Small.
wish we could travel and
man.
stop making money. But, we're not at the point. We got to keep working.
Hey, well,
to
maybe
make
if this thing takes off.
There you
money.
go.
Hey, there you
fully,
go. Yeah,
you know.
syndicate this thing for a couple
Yeah.
$1 million.
Yeah,
We're
there
good.
you go.
Okay.
You can
We
do
have
it
to
out
travel
there.
with a personal chef. Like, we're going to need that. So
Well, we'll barter.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Cases of wine. Yeah, we'll take that. Yeah.
So, but anyway, so we have people, come in and we tell them,
Yeah.
hey, this is going to be a long tasting typically, unless you just don't want us to talk to you and nobody's ever said not to.
Mhm.
But we'll ask them, do you have an appointment to be somewhere so we can be cognizant of that and sensitive to them having somewhere else. And sometimes they'll tell us yes, and then I'll come by and I'm like, your appointment was 10 minutes ago. They said, well, we canceled. and no offense to the other
Yeah,
wineries who are
yeah.
getting their appointments again.
Yeah.
It's not very often, but they'll say,
Yeah.
we can't, and they'll stay there 3 or 4 hours. And
Yeah.
that's not an exaggeration.
No, I believe you.
can I share
Tell-
on 2 occasions we've had couples leave, go get engaged, and come back and finish their flight twice.
Twice.
I love
Twice.
that. That is badass.
One of them was like 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
They
Yeah.
literally, well, we do have an appointment, but can we come back and
So they
finish
go.
our flight?
So they go get married.
They got engaged and came back.
Oh my god! Did they come back with more people?
just the two
one
of them?
one time
One
they
time
did.
they
One
did.
time. The other one
Yeah.
was just the couple.
That's funny. A couple of weeks ago, when it was freezing still, I did a wedding. The bride was like in a low cut, like wedding dress. Everything's like
Wow.
popping out, and it was like 20 degrees out, and she stood out there and got married. And then I cooked at the wine. I had to cook everything outside because they didn't have a kitchen.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm freezing my ass off, and I used to look at them. It's like, well, what the hell are you thinking? But they are like, they come to Fredericksburg, and they want to have this experience, and they don't give a fuck. They're gonna do what they were gonna do. Well, for the photos, but really for that experience that they'll remember for a lifetime. You know, I've sat and cooked for people, and it's like, it's the best meal. I mean, I don't know whether or not to take them seriously, right? But maybe it is, and if it is, it's like, because I mean, I've traveled all over, you know, all over Europe and here in the States, and it's like you remember certain things with certain people, you know, at certain times that it's just like it's for a lifetime. So when they do that with y'all, and if they go to the extent of going and engaged and coming back, that says a lot. I mean, that says like
we get to celebrate a lot,
and you're doing something. You're doing something right, and you know, and you got, you know, you'll have all the right pieces and people in place to.
People is so important.
Yeah, totally. The people is number one. You know, that's number one. You can have a badass product, but if the person behind the product is a piece of shit, then nobody
just
wants
doesn't care. Lack of passion.
Who cares? You know, it's like, I don't care how good your product is. I'm not going to support you.
Yeah, we've had people want to franchise Six Twist and open up other locations, and
you're like, you don't know.
It's like, it's hard for us to put that business in a box.
Right. You can't
when it's been the three of us and our passion from the get-go.
Right.
And we're on staff, if you will, more than our employees.
No, because
we currently get Monday off,
and it's not because you don't want to micromanage, right? It's because you actually love what you do, and you care about, you know, how people see that, and that to me is like so badass. I mean,
we love what we do.
Yeah. And you know, the employees we have, our chef Yvonne, I jokingly say I gave her the world's smallest kitchen. She creates magic out of it, and
that's cool.
She's done an incredible job.
That's
People are like,
absolutely.
Oh my God, this is the best flatbread I've ever. Oh, you know, this is the best. And
famous truffle fries.
She doesn't just She makes it in a way that she knows she can keep up. So she was a godsend.
Our tasting room manager is the traveling wine chica. She will not travel anywhere that's not a wine destination, and I wish she didn't take so much time off, but it's fine because she's traveling to Portugal and Chile, and
but she's learning, right?
Oh,
my God,
she is.
So she comes back with knowledge. So then she makes, you know, when a person has more knowledge, you know, and you have that person working with you, not for you. It's like literally they're working with you to make you a better, you know, business. It's like it means more than anything else because they're taking the time to invest their time and energy in learning something to better themselves, and which in return betters everyone.
It goes back to that passion because she truly has it. Yvonne truly has it for making the food that actually is good and she can keep up and goes with wine. And then Lorcan, our young one, you know, we call him the young one. He's the tall one.
The tall one.
He's 6'5".
I saw him last night. Cool hair too.
Slight Australian accent, so the girls are always Lorcan.
The name.
And he's been brilliant learning wine. Brilliant.
He's got such a cool mind, but his passion to learn is really there for such a young age, and so. You know, those are our three employees.
We have this great little family.
We have this great little family. We have our sister-in-law comes in on Saturday. She's a teacher, third grade teacher in San Antonio during the week. So we let her handle the fun groups.
This is all I will say on that matter. But she handles the bachelorettes.
Oh, okay,
because she's used to managing children, and it just
I get it. 75
translates well.
Do you have a lot of bachelorettes, Theo?
Occasionally,
Like, I want to say like 70% now are our bachelorettes that I cook
you do
for.
the cooking.
Yeah, and I don't mind. I mean, but what I have found is that my older demographics and bachelorette parties are the craziest.
That's what I was just thinking. Yeah.
Not the young ones. The young ones can, you know, they can go and they're out there for the pictures.
Sure.
You know, their social media selves, they're taking pictures and they're pretty sober. They'll go dancing. They'll probably get drunk after the meal and stuff, after the dancing, and come back.
40-plus-year-old birthday parties are like
God.
Wild.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no filter.
Yeah. I remember I used to, my mother-in-law, when she used to help me, and I had that age group, they'd be dancing, bumping and grinding, and she would be right in there with them, like grinding, it was fun, and it was like, come on, oh my God, you know. But it was like, they're fun, but it gets to the point to where he's like, dude, I need to get in and out. You know, I got to cook, clean, and we're out. So I can imagine.
I have to parent a few, and usually by then it's time for me to go home.
Yeah, but it's fun. But you know, it's Fredericksburg. We're second to Nashville now in Bachelorette.
Yeah.
In Bachelorettes, yes. We're number 2. We're number 2
I
in the
hadn't heard
country.
the statistics, but it's been feeling like absolutely a little
And usually
Nashville.
you look across the street and see it.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
It's funny because you have no idea. Well, you have an idea of how many pink you see people dressed. I mean,
absolutely.
full pink, bubblegum pink, and I'm like, dude, you know where they're going.
Yep.
What they're doing.
You know right where they're going.
Yeah, love it. I promised I was going to talk
Rock
shit, but
on.
it's like, but it's
Hey,
funny.
No,
She's
like
killing
amen
it.
to her.
Yeah,
She's
hell
killing
yeah.
it.
Yeah, hell she is.
Killing
She
it.
is. Yeah, I mean, it works.
And the angels sang in the heavens parted when she opened, and that took that demographic so we could have just the adults like
There you go.
wanting to be serious.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. It
so
becomes
it's a perfect world.
Yeah, so
we
it
balance it out.
What time do y'all close there at the bar?
9.
No, it's same thing. Like I think
Yeah.
it's like 9:30. I can't read the sign from here, but
Yeah.
it's for the same reason.
Yeah.
After that time,
Yep.
it gets
Nothing good happens.
yeah. It's like up to what's on Lano here, Bucks.
Bucks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Then it's a Buck crowd.
We are trying a little something new though.
What's that?
With the still wine bar behind us.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah,
we're
yeah.
taking over at Ocotillo.
Yeah.
We're trying a little late night
Uh-huh.
till 11,
Okay.
but it's not an environment where you would want to be rowdy. It's a
Yeah.
late night tuck in to have some light bites, wine bites, tapas.
To wind down.
Wind
literally.
down.
Yeah.
No, literally.
Yeah.
Get comfortable.
Yeah.
And so far, like it's been like great behavior.
That's good.
The people coming in are post dinner, wanting maybe a little sweet treat, drinking chocolate, espresso, a glass of wine.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because right now, I know that a lot of the industry people are heading over to like Lincoln Street too.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Right.
you know, and they go hang out. I know my son, you know, was going over there for a bit. Like, they will go from here to Machetes. They'll get
Right.
some
Right.
tacos.
Of
Some
course,
yeah, I
that's the
love
best.
it. Get a torta and then, you know, walk down here. But hey, you can walk two blocks or a block down more, one more block, right?
Yeah.
After that, so yeah, dude.
So it kind of goes back to that, like, where would we want to hang out? So
Yeah,
I probably
same
wouldn't
thing.
want to go hang out with youngins,
Yep.
you know, being rowdy and
Yeah.
crowded and loud at night. So I would want to
Youngins.
tuck in and enjoy a glass of wine in the courtyard
Yeah,
there. And
for
so
sure.
we think that's a little niche target.
sure.
And we're just trying it out and see how it goes.
It's going to be
But
badass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
If you walk out on Main, the good thing is it's tucked into the courtyard because once we start, we always notice we close at 9. You know, we're usually, if everybody's out by 9, we don't kick people out.
Right.
But if everybody's out by 9, you can stand on the sidewalk and look down the sidewalk and you can just see it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can see what's
the
going on.
line.
And we're
You
like,
can see the line.
yeah, what's cool is you can see, you know, Velvet Lounge always has a line.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
do
Iconic.
They do a great job controlling their crowd.
Oh yeah, man.
I'm
They're-
surprised, yeah.
They
yeah.
are like super powered.
Yeah, they are super powered. I actually had a police officer in one day with his wife. We were just talking, and I was saying, "Do you have a lot of trouble with late night crowds?" He goes, "Yeah, some of these places do." And I said, and I asked specifically because it's on our block, "What about Velvet Lounge?" They said, "No, that is one of the most controlled places." They say we
Wow.
love the way they do it, and that's why they have a line because they are monitoring
Yeah.
their capacity.
Yeah.
They're keeping control of it.
Oh, I get it.
We know the owner. She's like hard line as
Tough
she
cookie.
has to be.
Yeah.
Wasn't she like a head of security or something in Vegas?
That would
I
not
could see
surprise
that,
me.
but I don't
heard
know that for a
but I
fact.
don't know.
Yeah.
That would explain a
No,
lot.
she's
That would
awesome.
explain.
Yeah.
Now I've been in there once, and it was because I was at a party at the Pacific War Museum. I think it was like a Fun After 5 or something like that. And I told myself and my cousin that was with me, Jorge, which he's a doctor, and he's like, dude, let's walk across. I'm just curious to what it's like. So I walk across and I sit down, and as soon as I walk there, my wife has me on that 360 app, and she's like, what are you doing at the Velvet Lounge? And it's like, I just wanted to check it out to see it, and I sat down, I ordered an old fashioned, and someone starts singing, and it just sounds like shit. And you know, it's a karaoke
Yeah,
bar, right?
right.
So it's like, dude, how can anyone sit and listen to someone sounding? And I'm trying not to rag on them, man, but it's like this is a story, and literally it's like, yeah, we're gonna start on your old fashioned. It's like, nope, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And I got up and left. But it was like, I'm not a karaoke guy. There's a ton of people that come just for karaoke. 'Cause I get it. It's fun. You go with a group of people and you go and you have a blast. But it's not my thing. And
they've got a little locals group of people
Yeah.
that are beautifully talented.
Yeah.
And if you get an opportunity to start hearing them, and they all run together, and there's some amazing talent.
Oh, I'm sure.
Mixed in with those who probably,
and
like me, I would never be up there singing anything.
My buddy Love, every time he comes into town, he's like, "Hey, I'm in town. Come and say hi." And so then let's go over there. It's like, dude, I'm good, But he goes over there and he does
Buddy
the
would.
thing. Yeah, buddy.
I can see him doing.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. I'm sure he
Yeah.
throws some moves down. But it's like, dude, I can't. But that was my only time I was in there. I mean, I've been into your place like a handful of times, a lot more than, and it's like,
And I think they're doing a little expansion. So
yeah.
what do we all in the hospitality world know? With wine, you need food.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And I think they're adding a little food component to those who are
a little bit
imbibing.
Yeah.
And so it's very helpful to the behavior scene.
On the edge.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, love it.
But yeah, we've seen. What was it? It was Friday Valentine's night. That end of the block was just crazy.
And it wasn't a full moon. There was something.
There wasn't a full moon to explain
was
all that.
something
There was something
wrong.
going on.
Yeah.
It was the cars racing,
Oh my
people just
God.
yelling at everybody on the sidewalk.
We got a
drunk
few people home,
Oh my
like that were just
God.
on the side, like
Had to help them get
Southside
right.
Military Drive,
This
San
was-
Antonio, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Southside San Antonio. Ain't Fredericksburg no more. That's funny. Well, shit happens.
That's okay.
That's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna say.
It's just those growing pains here.
the
This
400 block
Yeah.
is rocking at night.
You know what? I'm surprised. Well, I'm not. Well, because it's y'all. I'm not surprised that y'all are doing great. But the further you get away from the Golden Block, the harder it is.
Yeah.
And I've seen Andrucci did move. They're not there anymore. But and of course, that place also has the Velvet Lounge has a following because because how fun it is for that demographic.
Sure.
But y'all are a little bit further out, and y'all are getting the right crowd. Y'all are getting the right demographic in there for what y'all are doing, and it stays busy. It's really hard to do that. I mean, it really is. I mean, I've seen people even all those other buildings that are between y'all and fail.
Yeah, I know.
And,
First year out, we exceeded our revenue goal, and that's huge for a brand new business.
Yeah.
And so we're very proud of that. Obviously, we learn things and
Right.
have to improve
and adjust.
Right.
So when Bobby says like when y'all are talking about, hey, no one's doing it. Yeah,
Right.
you feel that niche that nobody else was doing, right? So.
Yeah.
I mean that's amazing. You were at the right place at the right time with the right people, and it's like thank God that it's a blessing.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have
it has
become. I mean, I think Six Twists, but also the whole courtyard has become a destination. We want to maintain that, and I guess I'm surprised, or I was surprised to really watch how many people do walk by that don't even know we're there because there's 2 hotels and there's a ton of B&Bs. There's Hoffman House,
Right.
and then there's a lot of B&Bs down Creek and back
yeah,
in
man.
there.
Not to mention that your windows are closed; you can't see what the hell's going on,
Yeah.
right? So
Right.
they're like
finally put a
you have
big
to go
sign
there.
outside
Yeah.
that's like what we are, and then people for some reason confuse us with Twisted Sister, which is fabulous
my
coffee, but
God.
it upsets people when they're winning caffeine and all I have is champagne.
Oh my God!
But they're
poor
in
guy, poor
Fredericksburg.
people. Shit, what do you expect? Okay, so we haven't touched on this yet. The
What is
question: what is Six Twists? Why Six
Oh,
Twists?
yeah.
Right.
It's always the number of times you twist the cage to unlock the muselet, the little cap that's on sparkling wine and champagne.
Yeah.
And when we get to do that 6 twist with friends in the tasting room, bubbles are about celebration, right? And so we have them think of 6 things they're feeling gratitude for that day. And so every day when we open bottles, we celebrate gratitude with them. So I do the little twist and countdown. They just hold that gratitude in their hearts, and then we just send it to the stars. And we get to do this multiple times a day. And I can't tell you the number of times people have started crying.
Wow.
Because they just don't take these moments and pause in their life. And so it's been a beautiful thing. And
That's cool.
there was maybe a little marketing in there because once they learn it, they're always going to do it with
Yeah.
every bottle.
Yeah.
And they're always going to remember 6 twists where they learned
Totally.
it. So, yes, like
perfect
we're
name.
celebrating gratitude, but it's also something we want to have as a gift.
That's
each
cool.
customer can take away.
Yeah, man. Do y'all have that like a little printout or something, or are you just
We
kind of
just
giving the
explain it
spiel?
to them.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
We try to make sure
I did a video recently.
that most times, if we're doing flights, because we have a system in there that allows us to recharge our bottles, so they don't go flat. So we can pump the CO2 back in them, which was kind of a game changer for the industry. So that's why we can do. We have 7 different flights. And that's
Shout
why
out
we
to
can
Bermar,
have
Verdivan.
Bermar
that's
Verdivan
awesome.
system. It wasn't cheap, but it paid for itself easily within the first 2 months.
That's awesome.
And probably 40 plus by the glass. You don't find that in sparkling. You don't find that in many wine bars, period. And the sparkling will hold up quite well, because even when you're opening it, we have all of us have these vacuum pumps for still wine. Well, you're vacuuming out oxygen, so whatever is still in there is still oxygen. But in this one, it's CO2 going back in, which is non-reactive. And so these wines do last quite a bit. So that was something that allowed us to have this flexibility. But we try to make sure that we have a chance to talk about those 6 twists. What does the name mean? And the gratitude. And it is funny sometimes, and I'll tell them, you don't have to say it. I just want you to think it.
Yeah.
But if it's a bigger group, there's typically one person in that group that's going to say it.
Of course.
And they're going to get everybody going. And that's when the tears start.
And that,
flowing.
I love you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Grateful for you and you. And
The I love
Oh
you
my
start
God.
coming out if we're the 4th winer.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh my God. As long as no one's humping anyone's leg, you're good, right?
Yeah.
haven't had that happen yet.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
It's always a chance.
There's always
It's
a
not
chance.
summer yet.
Oh my gosh. Well, dude, I'm super stoked that, they've been so successful. Y'all have been so successful. And, y'all are great. Just human beings, just running into
Thank
talk.
you.
I've had the pleasure of having Bobby tag along with me at one of my dinners, and we did this pairing, and it was so much fun. And it was funny because it was one of the smallest houses that I've ever been to. And I'm trying to juggle, like, we're putting it, like, just plating the stuff. And Bob's like, Bobby brings this, and it's cool because I normally carry, like, all my dishes in case they don't have it, so it's like, hey, you want some glasses? And it's like, nope, I got all my glasses. He came with everything too, so it's like what I would do. So it was like so badass. And I know that we donated not so long ago the experience for the wine auction. Wine
That's
auction.
his wine auction.
Yeah, and I had talked to Bobby because I had no idea what it had gone for. When he told me, I was like, "Oh, dude, that's badass." So I'm glad to bring. And so, what is the wine auction exactly? It's
So it's evolving around the healthcare for winery employees. Most winery employees don't have education.
Don't have
They
the
don't have
opportunity.
insurance. Sorry, and they're kind of out on their own. They're cash paying for any kind of healthcare, mental health care,
anything.
And so I think the original plan was to create a mobile bus, and now it's evolving into more mobile visits.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
so the biggest feedback they got after year one was a need for mental health.
Wow.
And so
Yeah.
there's counselors. We even have someone reaching out to us to come and talk to our staff to see how they can help us. But that's Create Healthy is that program.
Right. That's
They're
awesome.
going into their this is their 3rd year, 4th year?
This will be the 4th year.
4th
Yeah.
year. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great event.
I've never been, but I always give to that. So I feel like I try to give, at least a month. Every
When
month
we
I'll
did
give
the
something.
collaboration,
Yes.
we got to go into the live auction, so that was quite fun
Oh,
to
that's so-
participate
yeah,
in
that's
that.
that's
That's
what
who
he was
reached out.
telling me.
Yeah. So a dinner for 6,
Yeah.
champagne pairings, 2 magnums, and you cooking.
Yeah,
Went for almost $5,000.
that is crazy.
That was
Yeah.
incredible. We were sitting up there,
Yeah.
as part of the live auction, holding the magnum in the air. And we started hearing these numbers, and I looked at her and I said, "Did they just say $4,000?"
It's like, how do we get part of that? It's
So-
What's
crazy.
funny is we
Such
didn't
a
hear
great-
from them for almost 2 years.
Yeah,
a year
yeah.
And they emailed me a couple of weeks ago, and we talked to you. So
Yeah.
we'll do it in April, probably late
Yeah,
April.
yeah, I think we're good.
They emailed me. I'm like, oh, they're reaching out now.
Yeah, Theo's got to get into this next year, man. We're gonna do
Oh
it.
yeah, dude, that sounds good.
Yeah,
for
we're
sure.
gonna do that whole. Theo and I are gonna do donate a whole sushi like naked
Wow.
bar thing where we lay down, play sushi on our body. Let's see how many people fit.
It's called Dad Bod Sushi.
Yeah, there you
Bod
go.
sushi.
Maybe you could be part of the live auction.
There you go. Well, there you go. We can do it. Our next guest can
That's
probably join us
phenomenal.
into that. So he's got a dad bod too.
That's hysterical.
Oh my God, guys!
Yeah, the next one's coming up in August, so tickets are available now.
April.
Nice.
actually.
Well, yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be badass. Okay, guys. So
April.
where we?
April.
April, not
Okay,
August,
we'll
yeah.
see
Oh, I
sooner.
said August.
Hey, that's
April.
fine.
Yeah.
We'll have to. I'm sure they're gonna reach out. They always
Yeah.
do. So, guys, what's next? What's going on? Like, what do you have in your
That's when
future?
I say, oh la la.
Yeah.
If you're around me enough, and I go, oh la la. A lot of stuff, actually.
So yeah, we were approached in probably November, something about November's, to if we wanted to, Melissa and I take over Ocotillo Wine Bar. And it just opened, but Phil and Ashley, they're awesome at what
yes,
they
they
do,
are.
and
No
they are
bandwidth.
so busy.
They are
But
badasses.
so by the time that was built out, I think they were just overloaded with other things.
Oh, yeah.
And so we are still in the process, lovely TBC kind of processes of taking that over. But we've been managing it and running it for a couple of months now. And so that's one. It's still wines. It's not come in. We're not going to give you an educational flight, but it is going to be a place to tuck in. We miss La Bergerie. That's
yeah.
where we always hung out.
Yeah.
We don't want to copy.
Yeah.
We want to give people a place where you have 100 different wines from around the world.
And
Technically-
we did something that's really cool.
What's
we
that?
installed wine stations. Are you familiar with this?
No. Oh, yes.
So,
Yes,
yeah.
where you can go pour.
Right now we have 12. We're waiting on a fourth machine.
That's
But
awesome.
you basically come in and you load money on a card. So
Yeah.
it's like arcade for
Yeah.
wine drinkers.
Yeah.
And then you go to the machine and you can do 1, 3, or 6 ounce pours.
Oh, wow.
And you can try some beautiful, just 1 ounce pours of beautiful wines.
I love that.
And walk yourself through your own flight.
That's cool.
Even though we won't be doing curated flights.
I think that's awesome.
And we'll be doing a lot of guys here make wine locally, right? But they don't have a place where they're a tasting room. So we're inviting them to come take over for a weekend and highlight their product. We're trying to give space
Yeah, dude.
to do things and
Yeah.
have fun. And then September, we launched our import and distribution business. It's a slow run, but eventually that's what we want to do for the rest of our lives.
It's our
for
fourth
retirement.
quarter
Yeah, yeah. The rest of your life.
Yeah.
We're in our third quarter
And so
still.
we're working with some new producers, bringing
That's
them in. That's
awesome.
going to be a real slow build.
Yeah, but I was telling you earlier before the podcast, slow growth is,
Yeah,
it's
where it's
that
at.
one's truly.
Yeah.
But we have some amazing producers and products we're about to start introducing locally and then throughout the state. And then the old Oro Bianco space in the courtyard.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they had to close that down.
Yeah.
It was funny to watch how many people were standing in line at 8 p.m. on a Friday and Saturday night because they finished
Wow.
dinner and they wanted that ice cream.
Yeah.
When we used to come here, that's all we wanted. We wanted ice cream.
Yeah,
after
dude.
dinner.
I mean, I was finishing with my dinners, and I would stop by to get a
Yeah,
pint
yeah.
or something, just because it
They
was like I
wanted
was
that
craving
gelato.
something.
Yeah.
But good news, we're helping Mike Davis create a beautiful market, curated provisions, specialty foods,
Yeah.
and there will be Oro Bianco
Good.
gelato. Not
There
as
you
many
go.
flavors, but a few of the flavors.
Right.
So,
That is
Package
good
wine.
news.
yeah,
Yeah. So-
absolutely.
so
And
people-
if
so
you
get
can
their fix.
picture like Oakville Grocer Mini
Yeah.
or
Napa.
Dean and DeLuca
A
miniature.
micro.
Yeah.
We'd love
Yeah.
to have a full size, but it's not a big
Oh,
enough
no,
building.
no.
But we
Yeah.
just want people. We need food down there.
Totally, I agree.
Mhm.
Like,
So artisan sandwiches, gelato,
yeah.
come in and pick up a specialty kitchen item. And
Yeah.
I just recently discovered a chocolate that's, why am I going blank? Oh my gosh,
Funny, my
I just
son-
found it yesterday.
I know you sent it to me, and I went like,
But it's a
Famous
badass chocolate.
chef
It's a
in
badass
Napa.
It was a badass
French
chocolate.
Laundry.
Is it
Why am I
Thomas
going
Keller?
blank?
Thomas
Thank
Keller.
you.
Yeah.
What is wrong with me?
It's okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Thomas Keller has
Yeah.
a line of chocolates.
I
I'm
had no idea.
obsessed.
I didn't know that.
It's
There's
high
a
end.
truffle
It's good though.
fry.
Yeah.
truffle
chocolate.
fries.
Oh
Chocolate.
my God! Seriously,
Right.
you know what?
Yeah.
I'm
So
I
little
think I'm the
things.
only guy that's not crazy about truffles. I feel like I'm eating dirt every time. So, but it's like, dude, I know, but that's just
Expensive
me.
dirt.
Yeah, everybody's
Yeah.
like, I love truffles. It's like, all right, yeah. But hey, more power to you.
That just leaves more for people like me.
Yes,
so.
that's
Thank
fine.
you.
That's fine. Y'all guys can have it all. But I think that's badass. I can't wait for that thing to open.
So Six Twist was first out of the gate, then Ocotillo, now the market, and then if Ashley, gets the Harvey open in April, then we'll be ready to have a beautiful, beautiful summer.
Yeah.
Music in the courtyard, lots of events.
That's great.
The final piece.
So it looks like the west side. The west side is going to be,
That's the east
hopping.
side.
Oh, and there's the east side. Shit,
East side.
This is the east side.
We're on the
Dude,
east side.
I'm facing the south side, guys, right now. That's why I'm fucking. And I've been drinking. I started with the first Pinot, and I'm doing Cab. So, guys, forgive me. Yeah. So that's badass.
It's fun. It's a lot.
Dude.
We have a lot going on. And at the market, our sandwiches, we want to. We'll use Josh at Joju as much as we can, and I've already been talking to him about certain breads.
Yeah, and for those listeners that are listening right now, Josh Joju Baker, he is the probably number one bread guy in the Hill Country.
Oh yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Like if you're a business and you're gonna offer any specialty sandwich, like handcrafted, it's coming from his ovens.
James's flour,
yes.
We've gotten to know James with Barton Springs Mill pretty well, and love that they use. He uses his flour.
Yep, ingredients make a difference.
Ingredients are huge.
They do. Ingredients and process.
Yeah. Yep. And of course, the people finishing the process.
Oh yeah, man.
It's art.
It is.
Absolute art.
So yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be.
It's the whole thing. We talked about it at the beginning. It's a lot of times people go to a winery and they love a wine, and they've had a great experience and they love the wine. They take a case back. They get home and the wine doesn't taste the same.
No, yeah.
Because you're not in the same experience.
Yes, but we're just talking, and we talk about that every fucking time, right?
Yeah.
And
we just had that conversation. With Carlos.
Yeah, so it's like anywhere. It's like we're talking about Chianti. You get a Chianti and have a badass glass of wine. You come to the States and you get it somewhere else and you're having that same glass of wine. What is it? It's like it's the people, it's the location, it's the ambiance, it's so many things.
It could be so many things.
So many things.
So,
yeah.
Whenever I talk to real estate, potential clients that are looking at moving out here, they ask me, so what's success out here look like? And this is before we got into hospitality. I always said, because I noticed, I'm like, you have to have at least a very good product. It doesn't have to be amazing. You have to have a different kind of space, a view. Look at Signor's Gardens. Look at the inside of 78624, all this little comfortable areas. You got to have that. But you got to have a connection. People want connection.
Yeah.
I sat down yesterday. I was working, and Lorcan, our young guy, helped a table, and they were from Seattle. And I was over there just working away on my computer, and so I heard them say something after their flight, and I went and I sat down and talked to them for a little bit. We got a review an hour later.
5-star review.
5-star reviews. What did he say?
It was the bomb.com, and the owner shot the shit with me, and I was like, I texted him because I wasn't in the tasting room yesterday, and I was like,
who the hell did you have?
Who was this? Like,
they were lovely people. I had a great time, and I like to talk to people.
Yeah, but you didn't expect that response in the comment. That's funny.
It was cute. It was a 5-star.
That's badass.
So I'll take it.
Yeah. You'll take them all.
Yeah. But
That's
people
awesome.
love that connection. We always used to gravitate towards the wineries out here on 290 where we felt that connection. It doesn't have to be the owner.
Yeah.
It could be the winemaker. It could be we have people come in, they may not even like sparkling wine, and they come in because Aleda is there.
Yeah.
They say, we follow her everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, why did you follow her in here? Because she's been at Adega and then Abastris and now here. And so that matters. People want that.
For sure. The connection.
They feel special.
Well, even the
Six Twist sparkling wine champagne can be intimidating.
Oh, yeah.
People think it's such a luxury good, and it's so funny when we start to share stories of the producers. These are farmers. These are families that are generations that are making this product. It's not luxurious, and it makes them connect to it. And I've had so many people who are now champagne lovers.
Yeah.
When before they didn't know the difference between champagne and sparkling, and they just thought a Prosecco was a champagne. And
no.
I teach them the difference, and I teach them appreciation for the value and to trust their own palate. They don't have to be an expert. They don't have to, be trained somewhere.
Yeah.
Just, what do you love?
Yeah, exactly.
How's it make you feel?
With anything. And that's true with anything.
And that's been, I think, bar none, so fun. Introducing caviar to people
Okay.
has been like so incredible.
Yeah.
80% of the people who come in and order caviar, especially our caviar flight, have never had caviar.
Wow.
That was surprising to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
They,
Yeah,
and
I
they
get
said,
that.
I asked them why here. They said, well, we've never had the opportunity.
Yeah.
The first time I've ever had a caviar flight was out in Napa like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm in trouble now.
Yeah.
There's no going back.
Sure.
There's no
Yeah,
going
I know.
back.
I know. I've had it so many different ways, and it's
Yeah.
like, I still, my girls, when I have it and I put it on certain dishes, it's like, they'll go in there and they're just curious. So it's like, yeah, you can have some.
Yeah.
And it's just salty, Dad. Or it's just,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, but they all have their different
But
texture.
exposure
They all
to
have
it,
their,
they're all different.
They're all totally different. So
I
it's
got
like,
my caviar certification recently.
Oh my
so
that's
it's
cool.
actually
God.
yeah,
I didn't know that was
luxury goods. I didn't either.
I didn't know that was a thing.
And someone sent
Yeah.
me a link to it's Asian Pacific Wine and Spirit Institute, Dr. Lee. And so he had this little caviar psalm class. I thought, I'll take it. It took me about a year, and I did it.
Oh my God.
And it's fun, like being able to kind of deep dive. I'm like, what's next, truffles?
Yeah.
Like,
And that shit. Probably you're gonna be roaming around Italy and stuff with pigs and shit. This is how you do it.
Yeah, rough life, right?
Yeah.
We have to go do that.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's funny. You have a true disdain for truffles. I never knew.
The only way, I don't care to eat them, but dude, I would love to have a pig or a dog that
Oh,
can
hell
just
yeah.
snip that shit
Oh,
out
yeah.
in Italy.
well,
That'd
Texas is doing pecan truffles now.
be- No shit.
Yeah.
I gotta figure that out.
Christina Harmon with Piccolina.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
She has a
Friend of the show.
It's a Roman yellow.
Yeah.
And it's a truffle dog,
Yeah.
an Italian truffle
Yeah, I
dog.
know.
And
Yeah.
she's training her to do pecan truffles.
Oh my God. Of course she is. But who knows how, how
ask
that's
her
gonna
about
go.
that next
But
time we talk to her.
I'll go
Yeah.
fucking buy me a dog and do that shit.
What's her
I
name?
got- I got-
Florence?
Teach your
Flo,
fairies
the dog?
to do
I have a
that.
shitload
That's
of I have a shitload of pecan trees over on my property,
Just,
and
you have to inoculate the roots or something.
I don't
and
know about
start
that
growing
shit, but-
truffles.
You gotta teach your new pup.
Dude, I just go to Italy, dude. Give me a fucking pig. Probably cheaper and easier. Buy me a place over there. So,
I
dude,
love
it's,
it.
dude, it's awesome. I'm glad y'all came. I mean,
I
it's
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
man.
and
This
y'all are
has been
great.
awesome.
Again, y'all are great human beings. You're great. Y'all are a great addition to this town. I meet so many people that come and visit, and people that are transplants, and like my good friend over here, Theo, and it's like we are a better town, a better place because of people like y'all. We're glad. I mean, thanks for coming over and hanging out with us,
appreciate it.
dude.
Yeah, this was cool.
No, for sure. I mean, we'll do it again. We'll catch up with y'all soon after, some time has gone by and y'all have done all these other things we talked about tonight. And then we're going to ask you, so what do you think, guys? Oh, my God, it was so much work. Yeah, I don't know what we're thinking about, but here we are. But, guys,
Probably
yeah.
just look a little more tired, but still super happy.
Yeah, and y'all probably
Everything
still
we're
look the
doing
same.
is
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So for people listening, how can they get in touch with you? Where can they find you?
Sure. So we're always at the corner of Elk and Main on Main
Okay.
Street in Fredericksburg. To go to Six Twists, you can go to Six Twists, plural, with an S on there, sixtwistsparkling.com. Find us on Instagram. I'm pretty active there sharing. We're open Wednesday through Sunday, Wednesday through Friday from 1 p.m. until 9 p.m. So we're open a little bit later than the wineries. Saturdays are 11 until 9 and Sundays are 1 till 9. We're closed on Tuesdays, but we do have a private happy hour that is for our social club. And our social club members are super special to us. We have 64 memberships. They each have a wine locker. They enjoy a seasonal dinner on or about the solstice or equinox every year that's paired, and an abundance of classes and tasting events throughout the year. And you'll find information on the social club on our website. We have a waiting list right now, but you never know. And it's just a super special group. So we love it. We're more social and not so much about the wine allocation as it is the wine knowledge and experiences.
That's awesome. So, social media.
Yeah.
You have a phone number?
Absolutely. So our phone number is 830-307-20. hold on. I don't call the tasting.
I'm sure they can go to the website
tell-
and pull it, but I said I put you on the spot because it's
Hang
like,
on. So
tell me.
it is, let me repeat, is area code 830-307-2070. I was close.
Dude,
I was going to be really impressed if she got
You know what I was
it.
gonna, and I was asking that because there's some people that you don't want to go through the whole website and try to do the stuff,
Sure.
and you want to go and try to reserve, but you don't do reservations.
Oh,
but
and something to note on our reservations, we don't take small group reservations,
Yeah.
but we do have 2 private rooms. And so you can book out a room for 8, 10 to 12 people.
Cool.
But we do make those reservations in little 2-hour blocks. So if you're wanting to celebrate and enjoy a bottle with friends, and we'll even celebrate by savoring a bottle. If you've never savored, come in, we'll teach you.
yeah, get
Oh,
that
right
poured
on.
out.
That's
Big ass
rad.
saber.
So
Quite-
saber it up
quite
and then eat some caviar and truffle fries.
Absolutely.
Right.
Or the
ball.
caviar on the truffle fries.
Yeah. So,
So-
what did you call it again?
Baller fries.
The baller fries.
Hold on, is this
The
actually
ball-
something y'all do?
No.
But,
yet.
but they will
You
do
should
for us.
consider it.
now.
I know.
Because now people are going to ask
Now it's
about
a
it.
thing.
The baller
Yeah.
fries. Well, guys, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
It was a blast. You know, I'm sure Theo and I are gonna find our way over there. We'll probably
Yeah.
be stumbling over there sometime.
Yeah, dude, for sure. And yeah, I mean, we'd love to maybe one day, kind of maybe collaborate and, do a special
Absolutely.
dinner or something. I mean, you guys have all the stuff coming out. And
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Fantastic.
And we talked about paella a while back. And so
Yes.
we'll
Love
Still thinking
paella.
about that.
yeah, we can throw down some.
we can
meat
do that
paella.
in the courtyard.
Yeah, hell yeah, we're getting
Some
ready.
music, paella.
I've got a
bubbles.
beautiful.
I've got a 4-foot paella pan sitting back in my truck right now, man. with
Dude,
the-
that's pretty
with the
rad.
thing. And then-
Bring 3 of them.
Yeah, I'm ready.
We really
One for
like
you,
paella.
one for you, one for me.
I've got I think I have like 6 of them in my storage, man.
Oh, that's rad.
We'll break them out.
Oh, that
Hell
would
yeah.
be
Cool.
fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. But guys, thanks, man.
Yeah, it
Theo,
was great getting to know you guys. Such a pleasure, and I'm so excited for people to get to know y'all on the podcast. And I will consider y'all friends of the show from now on.
Heck
So
yeah.
We appreciate the
Yeah,
opportunity.
Spread the word. So, how do we get a hold of you, Theo? If somebody wants to-
dineanddude.com
Heck yes.
and Instagram. You can find me there too.
That sounds like an
Dine and Dude.
insurance or commercial. Yeah. You can go to
It's my radio voice.
There you go. You can go to FPGTX, Fredericksburg, or, Chef Leo Aguirre on Instagram, or FPGTX on Instagram. You get a hold of us, and make sure to follow Confessions of a Private Chef and leave us any feedback. We don't care if it's positive or negative. We love the negatives. We can talk shit back to y'all. It would be great.
Hell yeah.
But if if you don't, it's fine too. It's no big deal. But guys, thanks for coming on. I hope to see y'all soon. Have another drink with y'all soon. Theo, it was a pleasure, brother.
Pleasure, dude.
So-
Pleasure.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, guys.
For sure.
Thank you.
Talk to you later. Ciao.
Later.
So-